Hey class, I just wanted to let you know that let me make sure, week 4 is online now. And basically in this module, you're going to focus on, you're going to read about validity, reliability, and recognizing bias in assessment, or what we want assessment to be fair. And then you're also going to look at differentiation. So we have some big terms that we're going to be looking at. Reliability and validity, sometimes those can be very intense. So there are a lot of different types of validity and reliability. So the readings can be kind of overwhelming, but I think I found a reading or readings that are a little bit lighter, easier to understand, and are based in assessment for classroom teachers. So that's going to be a little bit helpful. In the second, so the first page has the readings. You're going to answer, this week's a little bit light because your scope and sequence is due. So it's really going to be a very light week for you. You have these readings, and then you're going to answer questions based on the readings. So there's no discussion boards, and so just the readings. And then also you'll submit your scope and sequence. So remember to have a peer review for your scope and sequence. You can submit that with a friend or a colleague. Just make sure all the information for the scope and sequence is in the last module. But just let me know if you have questions about that. Also, the readings are there. So you start with kind of just a basic reading from some websites, get a kind of general overview. There's also an image there to kind of talk about reliability and validity. Let me just kind of explain kind of in general terms first before you do an extensive reading on it. Think about, think of a bullseye. And if you have something like you're trying to get to the target, for it to be reliable and valid, you need to be at the target every single time. Sometimes you can be reliable, like you can get consistent results, which can be reliable, but that's not always valid. So valid's going to give you the right answer. It's going to, if you're trying to see if a student knows something, validity is going to be checking that that's actually telling us what they know. And sometimes a test does that and sometimes it doesn't. So sometimes it's not valid. Sometimes we can test somebody and we can get the same results in the morning and in the afternoon, and it's going to get us the same results, but it's still not valid. It's still not telling us that they know what we want them to know. So something can be reliable and not valid. So just, that might seem confusing. You're going to have a little bit more extensive reading on that. So you're just thinking about those terms. What does it mean to be reliable in assessment? And what does it mean to be valid? And then you're going to talk about fairness, which I think is probably the most important of the three. And how we can eliminate bias in testing, or how can we can try to eliminate bias in testing. And so you're going to read about that and then answer some questions of that as well in the questions that I posted. And then from our textbook, and I hope everybody has their textbook already, you're going to read about differentiation. Hopefully you'll have your textbook by the time this is due. If you don't, let me know. I can maybe find an alternative reading for that, but just let me know. So that's there. You're going to post that. You're going to post your scope and sequence, and then it also has what the readings will be for our next class meeting. In-class meeting is February 17th, so it has some directions for that as well. So let me know if you have any questions. All right. Have a great weekend. Bye.